Are you ready? Does it have sound?
No, I took the music off of it. So I'll put this one right. And go and start this.
Well,
Alright, so today we'll be talking about the Black Mountain Poets and Langston Hughes.
what you do with the crossword?
They were up there.
What you do with the crossword?
They're underneath those handouts you just put on top of it.
Alright, and then our lesson will cover the time period, the Black Mountain Poets, Langston Hughes, and then we'll have our activities.
This is actually cute.
Okay. Okay, so here with the Black Mountain Poets, they were from 1933 through 1956, and they were during modernism through the Beats movement. They were a group of progressive poets that went to this experimental college, and then that was in North Carolina. Then here's just a picture of them. They were called Black Mountain Poets because of the school. I thought that they were black, but they weren't. The school was based on the principle of education, and then the students and faculty, they were influential in the arts. And even if they were not influential during the school time, they became influential after the school ended.
Is that okay?
And then it was one of the first schools to focus on the importance of arts and the combination of technical and analytical skills.
Some of the poets from Black Mountain Colleges: Charles Olson, Robert Creedy, Robert Larry, Keith Baker, Ed Dorn, Paul Blackburn, Fielding Morley, John Winters, Joel Oppenheimer, Denise Roberto,
The ones that have the stars next to their name were like the teachers and the main person, which was the man that actually founded and was the head of the school, which was Charles Olson.
The poets have very difficult writing styles, but they all share the same thing, which is known as projected verse or free verse, which is what we do today in Super Block Poetry. So, y'all know what it is, but it's a form of open poetry, which lets you speak your mind, whatever you feel like writing.
So the process was really based on product instead of the actual projected verse. They focused on what they wanted to, and then it was the main inspiration of it were these two men, which was William Carlos Wood and then Ezra Brown.
We've read some poem by William Carlos Williams, haven't we?
No.
Yes. It's been in your poetry packets. We haven't read any Ezra Pound
Yes, we did.
though.
It wasn't
Right, Metro.
That's right, we did. That fabulous hair.
Also, we taught up the cars from 1948.
Ooh, that one went fast. Hang on. Stop.
Just there you go.
Keep going.
From 1948 to 1956, Ocean. He was the last record on the term projected free verse in 1950. Exceeding the artist Joseph Aldous to become the school's record. Ocean's ideas of free verse had a profound influence on older generation of boys, including artists such as which is happening.
That's awesome. Alright, and then here is just John Page and Robert Creeley. They also studied and taught at the college. And then they were really in charge of the experimental and social progressive teaching.
Again, they were not black. Point that out.
Masters of the obvious.
Now we're gonna talk about Langston Hughes.
Langston Hughes was a poet who was born on February 1st, 1902, Missouri. He was a mixture of different races. And he died on March 27th, 1967. One of the earliest innovators of jazz poetry. And one of the most known poets in Harlem Renaissance.
And of course, that's him. During this period, Langston Hughes wanted to tell stories of his people to reflect their culture, including their suffering, love of music, laughter, and language. And then one of his most famous writings was "The Negro Was in Vogue," which they ended up changing it to "When Harlem Was in Vogue." And then he wanted to bring, in his writing styles, he wanted to bring sound and rhythms from blues and jazz. And he used humor, loneliness, and despair. Walt Whitman was his greatest inspiration. He was a poet, essayist, and journalist. He was in the transition between
Transcendentalist.
transcendentalist and realism. And this is where he got his writing style from. Langston Hughes, that's where he got it from in his use of trying to incorporate the outside world into his writing.
What was something Walt Whitman that we've read? The Patient Noiseless Spider, that's what it is. Something very interesting about Walt Whitman. He was gay.
What?
Go.
Really, seriously. He wrote some of his best. He's the one who wrote "Oh Captain, My Captain" about Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, Yeezys.
No, that was, oh, yeah.
So the Ballad of the
So,
Landlords,
yeah.
it got, okay, there it is. So the Ballad of the Landlords was a very popular, from Langston Hughes, was a popular poem from him. Would anyone like to read it?
Oh, do I need to go back?
It's right here.
Okay. Okay.
And it's on both sides.
Everybody don't raise their hand at once.
Your heart's been different.
Would anybody like to read? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for offering.
You off the big time. Which one of
It's one whole pole. It's just
All
to start
of
over
it
there
is
and
a
come over here. Yeah.
I need a tax department. Landlord, my roof is from a leak. Don't you remember I told you about it way last week. Landlord, these steps is broken down. When you come up yourself, it's a wonder you don't fall down. $10 you say I owe you, $10 you say it's due. Well, that's $10 more than I'll pay you. Till you fix this house up new. What? You're gonna get eviction orders? You're gonna cut off my
Heat.
heat. There's some below that.
Let's see.
That's all I'm looking at.
You're gonna take my furniture and throw it into the streets.
You talking high and mighty. I can't see that.
Talk on.
Get a piece.
It'll get you through. You ain't gonna be able to say a word if I land my fist on you. Police, police, come and get this man. He's trying to ruin the government and overturn the land. Copper's whistle, patrol's bell, arrest, precinct station, iron cell, headlines in press, man threatens landlord, tenant held no bail, judge gives Negro 90 days in county jail.
Would anybody like to tell what they think when they read this one? Thank you again, Latia. It was so magnificent.
Very welcome. I think in this one, like, the struggles that, like, a lot of people who are in poverty go through, and maybe sometimes they don't have the money to fix things that are broken. And so this person is mad because their landlord cannot
Tatilla.
for them that he's not able to pay. And so
Yes.
I'm guessing where it says something about throwing the furniture out to the street, and they're getting evicted. So
Yeah, I'll send it down just a second. All right, bye.
So this,
And then he's accused of living
all right. So this poem here was of this man that was on a white man's property, and the African American male was like, "This is broke. Can you fix this?" And the man never came. So then he wanted them to still pay his rent, and the black man was like, "No, I'm not paying it because you didn't ever fix my stuff." So then the white man was mad, and he was like, "You're gonna pay this," and the black man was like, "No, I'm not." So then that's when he threatened fighting, and then the white man got offended and then called the police. And of course, during the time of racism, the judge favored the white man and then sentenced him to jail, sentenced the black man to jail for not paying his stuff. Again, this shows.
Can I add a comment? What I find really ironic is something very similar that we experienced today. Tatillo.
Or what's the
I have them. I'll
The
send them over.
landlord ballot.
You're welcome. What I find very interesting is that we push as a society. So we want the money for the rent, we want this, but we won't fix. And then when we push people to extremes, we stand back and say, well, look, they got violent. So it's something very similar today. We push people and push people and push people to their limits, and then we're surprised when people push back. And I think it's really funny, the ending of it, because it says, man threatens landlord, tenant held no bail, judge gives Negro 90 days in county jail. But we're not always aware of how actions have consequences at each level and each step. He didn't really threaten him until the landlord refused. So it's just, there's a chain of decisions that lead up to a bad action. Okay? I've got it moving.
You can pause it.
It's fun to me. Quiet is not talking about reading it or anything else. Kind of stuck out to me in this picture. So like earlier when he said he talks about loneliness and everything else, taking what you read for him, and then after, get your thoughts.
It's on this paper. It's on the second paper that we gave you. It's on that second paper, just annotated up underneath there.
Okay. So they're reading it and annotating it? Okay.
So,
She said she was sending it back.
Okay. I don't need them, but.
Boy, leave her alone.
Give me just 2 seconds.
You know, okay. Anyone like to share their invitations, thoughts, anything? Jacob?
I said that the stairs symbolize life's journey.
No. Anybody else?
I said that it was that she's like telling her son that like her life wasn't easy and like it was hard and like it hurt and it was cold and empty and no matter what she like kept pushing through even when it was like in her darkest times.
Two.
She telling my son about how life wasn't perfect with how the principal said. And then she said he had a lot of practices for her to be born growing up. I'd say that was like the struggles and obstacles that you have to face in life. And then sometimes she lived like, I'm guessing in poverty. She said no parking on the floor. And then she said she kept climbing and reaching and things that she was, that she kept pushing for perseverance.
I say that it's about Mother teaching her son about hard knocks of life. I think it's especially talking about Black folks as a whole, really going down to the bottom couple of lines with the language of the bonds that was spoken. And it's about how, that especially for Black folks, there isn't an easy way, especially during that time. They had to work hard and they can't just stop because things are hard. They have to keep on to continue or it was going to be worse for them.
Seems like everybody's got the same idea, the same thoughts about the film in the picture, which is exactly what I thought. I thought more of what Courtney and what Tia was saying. About her life and what's going on and everything else.
So if you flip this paper over, it has a crossword on the front, but on the back, it has a poem with the side for you to write on. And on that side, like you just read the poem and then write why you think, like what in this writing shows you that Langston Hughes wrote this, like from his style of writing on that, what he talks about in his writing, what makes him write this.
ladies and gentlemen, when you finish, make sure you staple all that stuff together. You turn it in so I can see what you've done today. And once it's turned in, up there on the filing cabinet are chapters 4, 5, and 6. You can work on those, and I'll collect them. I don't know, when should I collect them? After spring break?
Yes.
Alright, after spring break. But I do want you to do American Fiction passages 5 and 6 for us to talk about tomorrow.
Well, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow.
Okay. Do them anyway.
Oh, me, what's tomorrow?
Thursday.
Oh, I have to, I'm going, what time are we going tomorrow?
What field trip?
I'm going to,
The what?
We're going to a different place. So those of you will be
I'm
on
gonna be
betting
here,
before
I'll be
you.
here for part of the week, but I'll be back early. I'm not going back. So you know how much a hotel room at Silva costs? $144. And that's just for one day.
Oh, but I also have an opportunity if you want to earn some extra credit.
2 days, 2 bathrooms, and a bar, and a balcony.
What?
$100 at the golf.
Yes.
But the golf house is over the river and stuff. Like,
When does this start?
I'm getting ready to tell you guys about it.
we could say when we got last year for Brown. I will stay at the Comfort Inn.
Miss Ashlock? It's Mr. Tillo. I do.
Do love your grits.
All right, send them directly down to you. Oh, perfect. Thank you. All right. For those of you who are interested in some extra credits, starting not this Sunday, but next Sunday, April 6th. What they were doing was the Kentucky Shakespeare was bringing to schools Hamlet. Well, we had to cancel our presentation because of all the extra snow days. And so what they're doing is there are 9 different performance dates between April 6th and May 18th. There are 9 dates, 9 performance dates. They're going to be everywhere from Iroquois Park to Shawnee Park to Story Avenue to over in Linden in the East End. So they're going to be a bit of everywhere. It's a 90 minutes, so it's a condensed version of Hamlet. It's a 90-minute presentation. There are a couple requirements. You go see one of the performances. You have to take a picture of yourself.
Selfie.
You have to do a selfie there. And or bring me a program so I can know that you were actually there. You have to write a full review of the play, a summary, description of the stage, costumes, all that stuff. And you have to turn it in with the program and the selfie to me.
Is this all due at a
Yeah,
certain time?
she said security's coming.
One
You
off.
just heard me get off the phone.
You can't go to the bathroom today, the whole is done.
Yeah,
Wow.
security. Security. I called security and they're coming down.
Why we got so many food?
Because
Miss
some
Cox is
teachers
out.
were out for PBIS training.
And March Madness.
What's PBIS?
It's this council that they have. That's why Miss Cox is.
It's either the child or what
Hers is like the Kentucky Coral meeting though. She's not doing no training. She's at the PBIS. That's where she's at. I thought she was doing like the big pool chair stuff.
So if you're interested, please make sure that you also pick up chapters 4, 5, and 6 from in front of the file cabinet.
I got my solo.
4, 5, and 6 from in front of the file cabinet.
It takes me like an hour to do word search.
Get it to me tomorrow.
Because I can't.
have no idea how many people sang that for their cast audition. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I was in the rehearsal room and everybody in there was singing Car on Me a bit, and I'm in there singing Frank Sinatra. I was like,
She was showing me this song, and I was like, I've heard this before. It's this song, and Raise Your Voice, and he's like, it's okay to look fat.
yes, expand your diaphragm. It's okay to look.
Where's my phone?
Did everybody pick up 5, 6, and 7? That's due Monday.
Hey, Javier,
Thank you. Don't forget to pick up 4, 5, and 6 right in front of the file cabinet.
Because, like, I want, you know, a bow tie and stuff. So,
To the Target Mr. Tilla. Why am I finding you in ISAC?
She's like that.
That's why we get in that.
Show me an iPad. Whitney's not in that.
she would give me
She is. She's
I asked her this morning, I was like, why are you at ISAP?
We're all entertained. Well, I never
When was this?
What's Dawson's number?
48182.
So let's talk and think about what I said to you on Monday. More than just meeting? Because it is my understanding that as a member of National Honor Society, that you are the example for classmates, that we don't get in trouble and we maintain a high GPA. Remember our 4 pillars? What are they?
We like.